Hey, Mongoose Jake out here with the RevReaper. I'm going to do a range test here. I already have attempted to do some chronograph session with it, and it's not pretty. My little chronograph that I have isn't going to be well suited to anything like this that's slam fire only. But out of the 20 some shots that I tried, I did get about 4 or 5 to run through, and I was actually able to get way up over 80 to almost 90 feet per second, but it's so erratic, and it is based on how hard you pull back. So it reminds me a lot of the Busby Sidewinder and Barbarian. Those use a completely different system. This is flywheel. Those use a HAMP system, but that's a high pressure manually pumped air system. That it's not like say a Busby Destiny, which is one of my absolute top favorite blasters, where you pump it up, pull the trigger, and release the air pressure. Those, when you grab it and pump, it builds up air pressure, and then when it hits a point in the pump, a stroke, it releases it all. This reminds me a lot of that, although as you pull back, you're speeding up the flywheels, and when it hits about right here, the pusher shoves the dart forward. So however fast you do the first 2/3 of stroke from the pump lever, that is how fast you're going to get the flywheels. So it's going to be very, very dependent on performance of you actually able to pump real hard for that first 2/3 of the stroke of the pump. Now, what I have here, of course, the Worker 22 round magazine. I've got 5 of the included ZombieStrike Elite darts. I've got 5 AccuStrike copies. These are ones from Litake that I ordered. I ordered a bunch from Litake and a bunch from NF Strike to try them both. These, I believe, are the Litake ones. No, these are actually the NF Strike ones. That's right. I'll put a link to them in the description. And then in there, harder to see, are 5 Precise Pros, because I do want to see how the flywheel system on the RevReaper works with Precise Pros, which are my favorite dart. But I will fire these without angle. I'm going to fire them as level as possible. And what you're seeing here is, of course, my tape stretched out with cones marking every 25-foot interval all the way to 100 feet. I will fire these level with as hard of a pump as I possibly can so we can see range. I have a breeze blowing in from the left in slight gust. It may affect it, may not. Take it as you will. But here goes. Empty? Let's check them. There's a 50-foot cone, no dart spotted yet. Here we are. Our first group is the AccuStrike copies. We've got 4 of them. I see the 5th one up there, along with a couple Precise Pros. But we're going to go based off this group of 4. And this is right at the 62 to 64 foot marks. So there we go. There's our first ZombieStrike, right at the 64 as well. We're going to continue on walking. Our second ZombieStrike is right at the 72 foot mark there. So there we go. Our first 2 Precise Pros are just past that 72 foot mark, and there's the last of the AccuStrike copies. So all 5 of them, that would be our shortest range grouping of darts. All 5 of those are recovered. 2 more AccuStrikes. Here's the 75 foot cone. That's at about 76 and 77-ish. And there's the last AccuStrike. I'll check that one. That one's a little further on. So we got 79 feet, because here's the dart right across, 79 feet and an inch or 2. So we're looking at around, you'd say 62 to 64 foot average with the AccuStrike copies, and looking at anywhere from low to high 70s with the Precise Pros. Here's our last 3 ZombieStrike. With the farthest flying, we got 1, 2, and boom, right there, 3. We're going to check this one here. Looking at 85 feet, and let me pan back a few inches. Moving on, this is the farthest one. I'm going to skip the other one for now. Walk straight across, and this one was just shy of the 90-foot mark, with the other one falling right in the middle. So we've had zombie strikes all the way from the high 60s to just exceeding 90 feet. So there it is. Those were mostly as level as I could while pumping. And quite simply, this is the first Nerf blaster I have tested and used that can compete with Busby blasters. Now, slam fire only, that'll be up to you whether it's your preference, but here's the ranges for you to do what you want with. But we've got all the way from the low 60s to 90 feet. This is Mongoose Jake, and I thank you for watching.